I started off, been playing guitar and singing to myself for years. I picked up a guitar pretty early and started doing gigs for school things, for our prom and things like that. I mean, I was in bands while I was at university, and we seemed to be doing quite well. Unfortunately, a close friend of mine and our guitarist died while we were at university, and that kind of just put a stop on things. I picked up the guitar solo again and just started really ploughing into solo stuff, so I was driving all around the country, and it was a pretty lonely time. Some really good gigs, but a lot of driving around on your own and not always to anyone, you know, there listening at the end of it. I got a bit tired and lonely of doing that. I helped a couple of other guys form Centerfold. In doing that, I really missed the fact that I at the end of the day just like to put my heart on my sleeve and put it in a song. It's like diary entries, albeit I think one thing that has changed is I used to write specifically about things that were happening that week, that time, which could be a little bit uncomfortable at gigs sometimes, whereas now I don't know whether it's a maturing thing, I don't know whether it's just that your life experiences change, but you start to speculate a little bit more and think about you know, things that happened before, things that might happen in the future. Partly as a bit of a self-awareness, a bit of a protection thing. After a while you sort of don't want to just be writing about yourself, you don't want to be bearing all the time. There's times when you do, but there's other times when you think, well actually hang on, this is quite interesting, those people that I know there's a situation going on there. I'm not going to mention any names, but it'd be nice to look through his eyes or her eyes and, you know, right from their perspective for a change. My candle grows dim now, it once was so bright. When you're recording, nothing is ever done quick enough. You know, you always want things now. You want to be able to hear it at the end of the day. You think, well, I can do this, I could do it a bit quicker, but there's always the technical aspects and the other instruments and the other people to bring into it. And then the album 1.5 was kind of me venting that frustration, trying to record things from home on my own, and it being all right, but it wasn't sort of, I'm not good at working on my own because I need someone to bounce ideas off, so I kind of, I didn't bin it, but I didn't take it very far. This time around is very different. I feel like I sort of got the benefit of some years on my side, hopefully not too many years, but enough to feel like I know what I'm doing a little bit more. I'm more comfortable, I think, in myself and in my writing than I have been before. This was the first time in a long time that I had a collection of songs that really bucked the trend, and they're up there at sort of the top of my writing, and the ones that I'm the most passionate about and the most the ones with the most conviction behind them, and I think the best writing that I've done for a really long time. I really wanted this to be kind of a down-to-earth album. I wanted it to be as unpretentious as possible, I suppose. So the idea of doing it in the front room and catching the cat as he's coming through the door and things like that, you know, I sort of wanted that in there. The last thing that I recorded was the Misadventures of Templeton Ford. Templeton Ford was a character that I sort of created out of a joke between friends, and I thought actually having this persona was a good way of being able to say things and get away with it that Tom Corneill maybe couldn't. So this next album, it's by me, but it's going to be called Further Misadventures, because I guess, you know, I'm always getting things wrong and trying to learn from it, so that's the idea behind it. There's a certain thing when you're playing with a band, the noise of the band sort of encourages a certain atmosphere in the crowd. They want to talk and party and that sort of thing, whereas when I'm just face to face with them and there's no one else on stage, I feel like it's more of a conversation with them, and that they feel that they need to listen. I've really missed that, and I'm looking forward to doing that again. For those people that have heard me before, I'd like them to hear that things have moved on a little bit. I think my voice is somewhat deeper, my writing's a little bit more mature, but as much as anything, this is really a snapshot of where I am now, and that's what I want it to be. I want it to be recorded, and I want that to be remembered. There's no hidden agenda. I just like sharing my thoughts with people, and thankfully sometimes people are good enough to listen.